All right. Let's talk about car purchases in the Philippines. What you're looking at there is a 2010 Toyota Innova. Bought it used from a dealership. Uh, was still half the price of a new one, but I can get that thing fixed anywhere. And I've needed to get a couple things fixed on it. The AC condenser got a hole, and so I had to get that replaced. And it was dirt cheap. Parts are easy to find. It's basically a Toyota Tacoma or a Hilux, which is what the Tacoma is known for, known to be overseas. It's a Hilux with an SUV body on it. So I wanted that because I wanted a truck, and I don't want to lose the versatility of being able to carry 7 passengers. So I can do truck things with that, and I can carry 7 passengers. And there's aircon in the rear. It's hot as hell in the Philippines, so any extra air conditioning you can get for your passengers is ideal. So back to the subject of car purchases. Facebook Marketplace is a mess here in the Philippines, just like it is every damn where you got riffraff and scammers and people that are trying to sell something that they got no business selling because the paperwork's not right. Well, the paperwork is a big problem here. Nobody does registrations, nobody renews the tags, nobody really cares about that stuff. So if you're buying from Facebook Marketplace, you're asking for trouble. So in my opinion, what you want to do is either get a new car or get a used car from a dealership. That way you know all the paperwork's taken care of, you don't have to worry about that, and unless you're a professional at doing the paperwork, you're asking for trouble. So another tip is don't get an Innova unless you need the versatility. It rides like a truck, it drives like a truck, it turns like a truck. And in the Philippines, the roads are real narrow in a lot of places. And the roads are bumpy as hell. Since it rides like a truck, it's bumpy, it rattles, it squeaks. And these guys are talkative tonight. So it's good for us just because of the versatility, but I'm kind of over it. So if you're gonna buy new, you go to the dealership, and this is how it works. You go to the dealership, they hand you a sheet, and it lists all the car models that they sell, all the trim levels, and all the prices of everything. And they even have a price for financing or insurance. They'll do insurance for you from the dealership, and it's dirt cheap also. And it's no haggle. Like that's the price. That's what you're paying, and that's the out-the-door price. You don't need to talk to them about nothing else. If the price says $1 million for a Toyota Raz or a Toyota Vios or whatever it is, then that's what you're going to pay. You give them that money and you leave with the car. So it's nice. There's no taxes. There's no tags. Everything's built in to the price, and that's the way it should be everywhere. But you go in there, you have a nice relaxing time looking at cars, and you don't have to go back and forth with the sales manager. You don't have to do none of that crap. You just talk to your person that's helping you with the car. They answer your questions, and they're usually really knowledgeable. You may or may not get a test drive due to their stocks. A lot of them don't have big land area for cars like we're used to seeing in the States. So if you're going to get a new car, most likely you're going to make arrangements for it, and then they're going to bring it in a month or two. But they're going to tell you the price. That's the price you're going to pay. And usually you're going to need to do some type of bank transfer. They're not going to finance a foreigner. I wouldn't even mess with that. Just if you can't afford to purchase a car outright, then look at the used market and just try to get a jalopy and just get you some wheels. Or you could rent from a local. Don't rent from Avis or any of the big names because that's going to be $100 a day. But you can rent from a local for around 1,000 pesos a day or 15, 20 bucks. And you could do that for an extended period. There's a lot of people that just rent for extended periods, and that's great. That gets you used to driving here, figuring out what type of car you want, test it out. Okay. Just keep on walking. Test it out. See what's what. Don't drive in Manila. Whatever you do, don't drive in Manila. Do not drive in Manila. Anyways, same for motorcycles. What you see, what the price is what you're paying, and that's out the door. There's no bull crap, no haggling, no nothing. At least for new stuff. Used stuff is a different story. They should give you the price out the door for a used car too, but there might be negotiation room for that. I did negotiate a little bit for the car, but they didn't really want to hear it. So I had to find whatever flaws I could find with the car, and then tell them, look, I'll pay the price you're asking if you fix these flaws. And they said, okay, well, we'll take the price you're offering then, because they didn't want to fix the flaws. So they weren't major flaws, but like there was a squeak that was there when we test drove it, and it's still there because I can't find the damn thing. But that's the joy of buying used. But at least I didn't have to worry about any of the paperwork. All that I know was done correctly, and so that's the thing with the Philippines is I would stay off Facebook Marketplace unless you know what you're doing or you don't care if there's the correct paperwork. And you could drive on a car with no good paperwork. Nobody really cares around here. The cops don't have big presence. They will have a checkpoint here and there. But if they see a foreigner behind the wheel, they don't want to speak English, so they're not going to mess with you, most likely. But another thing to keep in mind is the smaller car you get, the better you're going to be on the small roads. You're going to want to do U-turns a lot. You're going to want to make turns, squeeze your car into places, tight parking spots, the whole 9 yards. Like it's going to be a challenge for a while till you get used to driving here. It's rough. People will pull out in front of you all the time. It tests your patience every day. And don't be getting no sports car. Don't get a lowered car. Don't get any of that crap because the roads here are rough. There's no such thing as a smooth road unless you get on one of these pay to drive highways. And then they're what you're accustomed to. But any other road is going to be bumpy as hell, rough. People are going to pull out in front of you. If you drive at night, they're going to pull out in front of you. They're going to have no lights on their motorbike, no taillights, no headlights, no nothing lights. And so it is a challenge. If you tint your windshield, a lot of them tint the whole windshield, and they'll do that for you at the dealership too if you buy it new. Tint your whole windshield, and you're basically you sign somebody up to get killed by you running them over at night because you can't see these people, and if you tint the windshield, you can't see them even worse. So I avoid driving at night. It's just too damn dangerous, especially out in the province where there's not proper lighting. People just don't care. They drive whatever. Most of them don't have license plates on their bikes, and they don't have any lights. And literally, I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 motorcycles don't have working lights in the Philippines, at least in the province. That's just the way it is. That's the truth. That's the way it is, and they survive. And it's okay, but I've almost killed a couple people. When we first got this, it had a tinted windshield, and I wasn't paying attention driving at night. I was paying attention, but I wasn't paying attention to the tint on the windshield, and I was just struggling to see anything. The lights on this thing are not the greatest, and I had my brights on, and I still almost killed somebody. So that's just the way it is here. You gotta be aware of your surroundings at all times, and be patient, and don't lose your temper because they will pull out in front of you. They'll make you stop. I mean, you could be going 40 miles an hour. They'll make you stop in the middle of the road because they got to pull out, and then there's no clear lane for them to pull out. So that's life here. But if you're going to buy a car, get it from a used dealership. Get a small one. Get a hatchback so you can carry stuff in your hatchback. Don't get a trunk. Get a Toyota. If you can afford it, get a Honda if you can afford it. Any car that's known to be a good car where you're at is going to be a good car here. And just keep in mind, if you get an exotic car like a BMW or a Mercedes or whatever that you think is cool, number one, nobody else gives a damn. They don't care. They're not playing one-upsmanship here. You're not keeping up with the Joneses here. You're just trying to survive. So just don't worry about a cool car, a sports car, a lowered car, a modified car. Get something that can get you from A to B reliably, and if it does break, you can get parts. You can find somebody to fix it. Look, I can find somebody to fix this in 5 minutes. If the engine blows up, they'll rebuild it. They know this car. The one dude, my air conditioner broke. He took the whole dash apart to get at the condenser that was under the dash, and replaced it, guess how much that cost me? $100. In the US, if they have to take your dash apart to get to something, they just total the car. They're not doing it. They're not paying the labor. Here, $100. $100 to get the part. Right? So don't screw around with no Kia, no Hyundai, no freaking Mazda. Get a normal, legit, known car. You could get a Ford here. They sell Fords, but they don't really sell cars. They're all big trucks now, so you can't get a new Ford. They don't even do small SUVs here. Ford's lost their way in the Philippines. But you could get a used Ford, and you might be able to get parts for it. I don't know, but stick with the brands you know. Get the Toyota, get the Honda, don't even get a Chevy. You can't get parts for that stuff here. This is not where you want to be with a Chevy with a broken suspension part that you can't drive without, and you can't get to the sumbitch. So don't screw around, all right? That's my advice. And keep in mind, if you buy used or you buy new and you spend too much money, it's going to get beat up. It's just a fact. These wheels used to be black. Their paint's flying off. Got a nice dent you probably can't see in the rear door right there from a truck hitting it while it was parked. Look, shit gets tore up out here. This is a third world country. They don't care. They don't care about your car. They'll smack it. They'll piss on it. They don't care. So if you get something nice, you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't get something nice. Get something serviceable. Get something to get you A to B. And then if you're, after you get used to the place, and if you got to have something, get yourself a second car. Maybe, get that badass EV that you want, or the Tesla, or whatever the hell you think you got to have. Try it first is what I'm saying. Rent a car. Buy a jalopy. Get a 15-year-old car and drive that bitch, and then realize you really could use a Corolla Cross. That's the small SUV here. And that's another thing. Corolla, get something new. You better drive it till the warranty runs out, and then what are you going to do? If you get a hybrid, ain't nobody going to be able to work on that out here. So get a normal car. Don't get this exotic crap. Get something that you wouldn't mind walking away from. Because if something happens to your visa, if something happens to your life situation, you get divorced, you got to leave, whatever, get something you can walk away from. If you get that $50,000 Buick, or that $50,000 Lotus, or that $50,000 Tesla, you can't walk away from that bitch. You're going to be getting pennies on the dollar when you try to give it to somebody. All right? Don't put yourself in that situation. Get something you can walk away from. I know I'm living a different life than what I'm suggesting. I bought property here. I'm laying down roots. But the fact is, if something happened, I can walk away from this and, start a new life. It would suck. Yeah, I like it here. I got my setup. But I don't got a lot of money in a car, at least. I don't care if I have to walk away from that. And if I have to walk away from it, I can sell it in 5 minutes. Those things sell, no problem. No problem. I could get close to probably what I paid for it if I had to sell it. So keep that in mind. You can't go wrong with a proper brand. Get it used, get it from a dealership, get it new, get it from a dealership. Don't go in there with an attitude, because they're not going to give you an attitude. They're just going to show you the price and say, take it or leave it, fool. And so you're going to take it or you're going to leave it. And it's a nice experience. So that's my car talk. Hope you enjoyed it. Mountain's looking nice today. Let's get you zoomed in on that. That's Mount Arayat. Looking cool today. It's nice out. Beautiful day. This is a typical day in the Philippines right here. Normally it's hotter than hell, but this is a typical evening. Watering the plants, chilling. Thinking about what we're going to do tomorrow. But we looked at cars today. The kid likes to look at cars, so we went in there, looked at some cars, and just goofed off, got some ideas. Because eventually Mama's going to get her driver's license. We'll see. But it's kind of stupid for me to get a new car for her first driving experience, because she's definitely going to put it under a semi or some shit. So we'll see what we end up doing. But again, I'm not gonna be getting no bullshit. I'm gonna get either it's gonna be something disposable I don't care about, or I'm gonna get her something decent. And if she wipes it out, then we got insurance. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. She probably won't wipe it out. She's responsible. She just doesn't know how to drive. So there you go. Cars are like cars anywhere. If you're stupid, you're going to get boned. If you keep your wits about you, you got your best chance. But either way, it's a depreciating asset. You're going to get fucking screwed. That's just the way it is. Like, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. See you.